Welcome to Kiwis and Dragons, a D&D adventure from Aotearoa, New Zealand, the home of hobbits. Our intrepid party of adventurers consists of Duncan Daynut, a fighter with a heart of gold and a brain of turnip.
Aye, Grandma Daynut used to say, if the God Rowan had wanted us to use swords, he wouldn't have given us axes.
Aundra Vermis, a drowned necromancer with a fascination of death and a mystery to solve.
Knowing me and knowing you, aha.
Now I knew bad.
Tish Dusklight, a gnome bard that sings like an angel and talks like a mugger in a dark alley.
Once in a while, you're gonna find her stabbing with her rapier, shooting with her light crossbow, casting spells, a thunder wave. She got to be love, and she really needs pie.
And Skjold Gunvardsson, a war cleric who lets his hammer do most of the talking.
This saying might not make much sense in English, but I'll give it a try. If you eat cherries with the powerful, you risk that the legs will rain towards your nose.
That's really cool, because I like cherries. You like leeks.
I mean, I very much like legs.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you just make that up? did you just pick some random words and
I
put them
think it was
together?
deep, but don't question the poetry.
All right. Oh, I think you should keep doing it in Swedish, mate.
You join our merry band, having
Not
recently
very many.
not very tired, battered, blooded band, as recently
well,
vanquished the Knoll wandering band of Knolls that had attacked an encampment of traders on the outskirts of Ferrymead, deciding to follow them straight away and foregoing a complete evening's rest. They crept upon the camp of a dozen of these kind of hound-like creatures, bipedal creatures, and took it upon themselves to slaughter the lot. Eventually. They took their time, they were methodical. But they got there. You have the majority of the bodies in a single pile in the centre of this hollow. You have 3 children, 1 girl and 2 boys, and a human male who you're tending, or they're being tended to their wounds. You have the 2 bodies of a small girl and a human male who the Knolls had killed before you managed to kind of rescue them or even get here. What do you do?
Right. Let's have a look at that big fella and in his tent, see what he had.
Yeah.
Making your way into the canvas enclosure that his makeshift tent was, it's a very barren. Really, the only thing of any interest in there is a small wooden chest, a couple of fur bedrolls, and the chest is open. It seems maybe he was interrupted counting some spoils. Doing what you're not sure, but other than that, some kind of bones and flesh on kind of half-eaten dinner in the tent. The chest itself contains 300 gold pieces, 60 silver pieces, and a dozen gems, each of them worth 15 gold pieces each. So quite a neat little hoard. There are also a dozen small green stones scattered on the top of the pile of coins. Looks like the most recently added thing. These are similar to the stone that the trader gave you. Not quite as ornate or polished, more simple in design. But you're not entirely sure of the worth of these stones as yet.
Anything on the bodies?
As you loot and go through the bodies, can I have you all to make an investigation check?
5.
13. Oh, that's pretty good for me.
19.
The bodies actually seem quite bereft of anything. You find one creature, one of the gnolls, Duncan, that had a small kind of pouch of copper pieces, totaling 35 on his pouch. Otherwise, it seems like the entire wealth of this gnoll band was kept in the chest by the pack lord, by the Alpha. In the wagons, there are some clear kind of crates of provisions, some salted meats in barrels. There's even a keg of beer in one of them. It seems like they've just taken the whole wagon and just kind of taken it where it's from. You're not sure. There seems to be some kind of branding on the barrels that don't read familiar to any of you.
What about the big fella? Did he have anything on him?
You go through him. Use your roll of 13. You took the axe off of him.
Right.
He was in a very kind of simplistic kind of studded leather. What looked like kind of shard bones, kind of somehow stitched into it. You kind of carved to a point, just to kind of make them look a little bit more frightening. But other than that, no, he's not wearing any jewelry or anything like that. He's seems to be missing a vital part of his appendage, which you find a couple of feet away from him.
Hey, look!
Or you can make a nice purse out of that.
I put it
Okay.
in the hand of the arm I'm carrying.
The most important thing that he had was the kind of the dark metal axe that he kind of wielded against you. Kind of some strange like scratchings across it. A kind of a dark wooden handle. But yeah, it's not quite sure. You know it. Yeah, there was a number of attacks where you felt some dark kind of energy or some necrotic damage of some sort, some lessening of your being.
My magic ring protected me mostly.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Right. Shall we take a little short rest? Maybe crack open that barrel of beer and have some of the meats, and then head back to the village, I guess. Because I could do with like having a little short rest and rolling some hit dice, because I'm nearly dead, to be honest.
And the kids need a cry. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and you
let's
could
give
have a
them some
rest.
food.
Yeah, that's kind to everybody.
Yeah. Maybe you could sort all that out, because you just seem to stand on the top there.
I was playing with my crossbow.
Oh, okay.
Remember I killed the other dude? And then
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like,
you did.
caw, caw, and then we were like, plan D.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
sounds good. Did the doggies have like a nice coat that you could skin and keep the fur, or is it just a no?
And they're kind of like a mottled brown. They're not the prettiest coat you've seen, and don't seem to be as long as maybe it's like a thicker animals that you can
Sweet as.
thicker head
I mean,
animals.
the children could snuggle into them, couldn't they?
There's a
Yeah.
number of animal furs scattered around some of the knolls seem to be lying on there, kind of a bit mothballed, like kind of ripped and torn and
Yeah,
not very well looked
fleas.
after. Actually, while you're doing this, the Dugan, the dwarven kind of head guard, has taken it upon himself to move the wagons to almost try and block the view of the body pile. And he's got the children round the back, so they can't actually see all of this kind of toing and froing and kind of.
I mean, to be fair, I think it's a bit late.
Aye, but what about you? But every little bit helps. I mean, let's just try and calm them down and get them some food, eh?
Yeah, let's give them a feed and
We
give
could
them a
just set them
blanket.
free. I'm sure
As he's
they'll
got
be
them
fine.
calmed, Arden comes over. As you all start to sit down and start your rest, which, if you wish to roll hit points, please do.
I do.
Oh, I think I might be all right for a little while. But I could do.
In fact, let's do that again.
How do you roll hit points? Since I don't have to, I need to learn. Just in
Alright.
case.
So here on your sheet you have hit dice.
Yep.
So you normally have the number of hit dice as your level. So I'm actually level 4, so I've got 4 hit dice.
Yep.
So you can roll them again and get points back when you have a short rest.
Oh, so mine's 3.
So you have,
So you have 3.
but you have 4.
but I'm. Oh, because I'm
You're level 4. You haven't
oh, silly,
updated
I
it.
forgot.
Your hit dice is a D8. So
Yeah, that's
when you have a short
that
rest,
one,
you
yeah.
can roll 1, 2, 3, or 4 of your hit dice. and you get half of them back every time you have a long rest. So, for instance, if you use 2 of them now, when you had a long rest, you get 2 hit dice back, and you back up to full usage.
Yeah, so if you ever take any damage in a battle when we're fighting for our lives,
Yeah.
then you could do that.
That'd be fabulous. Well, I think I'll be all right for now, but when it comes time, you can just remind me. I like my D8. It's one of my favourites.
As you're sitting down, just kind of supping on some beer, the mercenary fighter Ardent it comes over to you, kind of blood spattered armor and his long sword now sheathed and cleaned. You kind of sit down, ask, may I partake in some of this ale?
Yes, thank you for your help. You did quite well.
That.
Early on, I thought you were going to die quite hideously, but you didn't, so that was good.
No, and to be honest, I thought he was going to die quite hideously towards the end there.
I was going to join him.
If I'm lucky, I'll die hideously and bravely.
Yeah.
It'll be
Me
a
and him
glorious
were gonna go
death.
off and feast
Yes.
somewhere, weren't we? We were quite close to it.
I look laughingly at him as he talks of death.
Yes. No, you did a good thing. Not just anyone would have chased after and these evil things. And to be honest, I believe your actions probably saved those remaining beings, those remaining children.
You need to be a special kind of person to do that.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say a special kind of stupid, but you probably as a person's better.
Yeah.
My past said, never confuse stupidity with bravery. Completely different.
Have you seen Duncan in action?
I saw the way he dispatched that towering beast of a creature and taking the crown jewels off in one foul swoop is amazing.
It was rather impressive.
It was good,
I have to admit that myself.
That was very,
Grandma
very
Dana
good.
would be very proud of that move.
I got to ask though, what is a pineapple? I heard some of you shout it in the midst of battle, and I'm not quite sure. Is it like a?
When 2 people love each other very much.
Oh,
The children,
let's not.
guys, the
There's
children.
children here.
There's
Let's
children.
we'll just
But
talk
thanks
about
for
that
We'll have a
later.
chat when we get home.
It's a kind of creature, a bit like a hedgehog.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. Okay.
Spiky.
Yeah. Is it like an exotic creature?
Yeah, that's exotic.
I mean,
Yeah.
we can frighten you.
Oh, it sounds pretty frightening. Pineapple.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, you don't want to get hit by a pack of them, I'll tell you that for now.
No, you don't want one shoved up your bum, for sure.
Okay. Yep. I think anything would kind of put a tear in your eye if that happened, but never mind. Moving on. But anyway, so I mean, I tend to stay in Fairmead quite often, but yeah, it's you're always welcome to share my table and any ale I have or food if you're ever in town. And
So where are you from originally?
well, I come from down south, to be honest. I made my way up and I don't know, just prefer it up here. But I come from the southern Lower Mallows, so down in the small coastal town of Belmark. It's at the bottom end of the ranges. But yeah, I like it. Better climate up here in this lake area.
Where are you staying in town?
Oh, I'm just over at the River's Flow.
Oh, we're in the other pub. What is it? The Hoggett's
Hoggets Lake. Oh, yeah, no, it's nice. That's a good one. But there's a certain homeliness of the flow that I don't know. It's more of a locals tav. It's good. The spit and sawdust. You get to speak with the proper people of the town as opposed to just the idiots.
Where's
that
that
run
other
it.
tavern?
Well, I'm probably best in the other one then, if that's where the idiots stay. What was that? What?
There was another place we were going to visit for a beer.
That is
was
correct.
Well, there's only 2 in town. So
Oh.
So
What's
what was
that
that other
one?
pub called? Aundra, no, she's clever.
She remembers
Yes,
stuff.
one moment. We got the Hogget Sleep, and then we've
Jumping.
got the good one where we want to go, where the other guy was.
It's in your parchments.
There's a place we're looking for, which is
where is it?
in...
No, that's not that one.
One moment, please, caller. We're looking for a place called the Wandering Urchin.
That's it.
Not in this town, but we're not sure quite where it is.
Wandering Urchin. I can't say it rings a bell. I mean, I tell you who you probably could ask. You'd probably ask the guy, the travellers, the merchants. They travel all over these towns in this district, so this region. I'm sure if anyone would know, they would.
Oh, that's a good idea. So, these wagons, are they? Could we like pull one ourselves, or do we need like horses or some sort of beast?
Between they're two-wheeled. There's a single axle wagon with kind of wooden kind of staves coming out the top. They don't seem overly big. It would be a bit of an effort to pull them. I mean, you could do it. It'd probably double the length of the journey home.
And the stuff on them, is it? Do we think it's from
The camp.
the camp?
You look over and there's the one of the gentlemen.
Oh yeah, we could ask that chap who got kidnapped. That's a good idea. Is this your stuff or is it someone else's that they've plundered?
It kind of looks over as he's kind of got some. Hello. He introduces himself as Kanan. No. This is not ours. We tend not to trade in foodstuffs more so. And to be honest, and he kind of points out some of the brand marks because they seem more like they're from the eastern city of the lakes, Hawksmoor. I can't imagine they'd be local to here, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
They probably, like us, would have picked off a travelling group and just taken the whole wagon by the looks of it. I mean, they're all the same branding and all the same merchant brand, so that would make sense.
So just because I don't know quite how it works in this world, if we took that wagon and its stuff into town, could we sell it to someone, or would that be like make us doing bad things? Is it like?
I mean, there's a element of kind of I suppose what is the term shipwreck? You kind of that shipper's rights. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you've come across it, and you could ask the town Dugan Noble Sword what he would think. But
Dugan, you did some really good fighting there. I was very impressed. Obviously not as impressed as me, but I am one of a kind. Grandma Dana always used to say that. Now, if we take all this stuff back into town, could we sell it to somebody, or will that get us into trouble?
He looks around and he goes, well, there's two ways of thinking here.
That's
my
too
fellow.
complicated for me. I struggle with one way of thinking,
Yeah,
to be
I try
honest.
not to do more than two. I mean, we could contact... and he kind of goes over and... we could contact Angus's brewery over in Hawksmoor, where some of this is from, and the salt meat's probably from somewhere around there. And I'm sure they'll give you a reward. But I imagine when it doesn't turn up, it'll probably have some form of insurance that they'll get. So how about this? I'm a pretty honest fellow, but sometimes we've got to take a gift horse when it's given to us. So
is there a horse as well? I didn't see that.
No.
Don't let Tish need it.
Sorry, big words. We could
Not so good with the
we could trade this at the local market, and I'm sure if a percentage were to find its way to the guard's house for us to maybe purchase some new weapons and update some armor, I think that'll be a good outcome for everyone.
Well, I think that's only fair because you helped us, didn't you? So yeah, we're good with that.
Yeah, and did you find any? I saw you look when we were dealing with the kid, the prisoners, and did you find any hint of any worth?
No. Does
Did we find anything of any?
No.
Like 3 gold, I think it was.
No.
And we found all them jewels and that money.
Ah, yes, of course. Duncan found some things.
Some shiny.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Only 3, of course.
Tell you what, and he kind of taps his nose. You never told me, but like I said, if a little bit found its way to the guard, and I'm sure, I'm sure, Arden, you could do with a new set of, some something, a little something, and he kind of taps his nose. He goes, "Then, did you find anything?"
Oh yeah, we found them gems and that money.
He kind of looks over at you, Aundra, and goes, "You know where I'm going with this, don't you?" Yeah. And he taps you, a big clap on the shoulder. Now he goes, "Duncan, you're an honest guy. I like you. You're an honest dwarf."
Oh, thank you very much. I try and be honest. Grandma Dada said that was the best way.
Does Kanan?
Particularly when you're really stupid, she said, because if you tell lies, you have to try and remember them. And remembering's not my strong point.
Oh no!
Caden actually comes over and you found some stones. If they and he pulls one out of his pocket, and it's kind of like a flat, more of a rectangular kind of carved. If it looks like this, that they may have been from our encampment. That's what we particularly trade in. So it would be truly
stones that you like.
No, they're not. They're precious stones.
As like green.
Yeah, yes.
Green.
Sometimes
stones.
a little blue. Yeah, sometimes a little blue. But we procure them from the beaches on the west coast of this region.
You steal them.
No, we hunt and gather for them. You gather for them.
You pillage.
No.
Do they take a lot of killing, these stones, when you hunt for them?
No, you have to know where to find them.
Oh.
Are they in?
And there are rules.
In
You can't just take them all. There's certain rules. We have to. It's a long story, but very important. But nice. If you have them, we will be truly grateful for their return.
Wow, they're so important.
That's what we trade.
Oh.
Some people believe that on occasions, with the right one, gifted in the right manner, it can bring you luck. Not always, but and some people have an attachment to these when given to one another. They are, you could say, as important as a diamond or a ruby found from the mountain. But, did you find any?
Are they magical?
To some, yes.
Oh yeah, we found some.
Well, that would be truly wonderful if you could return them to. And he turns around. If you could return them to Harmon, he is the chief. Trent's father. He will be, I'm sure, more than grateful.
Oh yeah, we could do that. No worries.
Yes, right. I have a word to have with him.
Since Kanan, you seem to know a bit about going to markets and stuff. Have you ever been to a place called the Wandering Urchin? Because we asked Art and he didn't know.
Do you know where it is?
No, that's why I'm asking you, buddy.
Oh, yeah. I meant, do you know what town it is in?
No, but we were told it was a real good drop there and a good place to catch up with friends. And
it kind of looks for me because to be honest, I spend a lot of my time in
chains, being captured by gnolls.
Yeah, no,
it's in the West Coast, digging and hunting.
In Trent's wife.
I spend
Oh man, the children are close by, guys. Pineapple.
I spend a lot of time in Anders Edge, and I know for sure it's not there, but some of the others, they spend most of their time in Hawksmoor, so you can ask them.
Okay. Thanks, mate.
Right, so can we put the children on one of the carts with all the goods, and then we just tow it into town, eh?
Mm-hmm. So you put everything into one wagon, and between Arden and Kanan and all the others, you kind of make good time moving along. Just as you go to leave, Dugan takes a flint out and strikes, gets the fire going again, which is kind of starting to smoulder, and he just throws a number of branches onto the now pile of dead gnolls. Starts to take. On top of that, you see him just kind of methodically put the canvas tent and splattered in the blood of the alpha gnoll, and it kind of catches, and suddenly there's this large bonfire of dead bodies. Kind of looks at it for a second, and you see him kind of hoik and just spit onto the middle of the fire and mutter some kind of quite obscene dwarvish to the dead creatures.
Does it smell bacon?
I take a deep inhale and walk to the pile.
As
I
you can
say
now
some-
smell that fur, that kind of tang of
Oh, yes.
burning fur and charring skin. Now it starts to fill your nostrils, and
Mm-hmm.
and as you kind of taking a deep breath, Dugan looks over at you. I should have picked a much better name. Sorry, Duncan. You kind of take a big inhale, and he looks at you and kind of goes, "I suppose everyone's got their thing, don't they?"
Ah, yes. I say some quiet words to whoever gods these things cherished. Please take back their souls and make sure they don't come back again.
Oh, that's really nice, mate.
And as the crackle and the noise of the fire starts to kind of increase and the smoke gets thicker, bellowing up from it, you turn and move away with the rest of the procession. Aundra, down to back south toward Ferrymead. The journey takes a good couple of hours. It's by the time you can see the wall of the city, the wall of the town in sight, the sun is almost starting to crest. The shades of dark are giving way to those kind of morning sunrise hues. You can see now the camp on the north edge of the town is put to rights again. The destruction from the night is well under repair, and you can see a big group of people. As soon as you come out into view, some of them start running towards you. Seems mostly just humans, all clad in kind of browns and greens, travelling garb. A number of the kids actually jump off the wagon as it gets into view, and just with unknown energy, they just bolt. And all three of the children just launch into arms of parents. You see a man looking eagerly at the wagon, kind of craning his neck, and a woman calling out a name. You hear the name Tansy being yelled. She's cuddling up to a small 10-year-old girl. As you get closer, you can see a similarity of this girl with the young girl that was killed up in the camp.
Oh, that's quite sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
As Kanan kind of makes his way quickly, he goes up straight away to the man and just kind of hugs him. And you see sobs just take the human, and they quickly make their way over to the mother and daughter, and he just leads them off. Trent, who as you have watched make his way up to the gentleman who gave you instructions the night before, is just kind of in a deep embrace. He takes something out of his pocket and hands it back to his father. And his father kind of looks up at you, breaking the embrace. He kind of tussles the hair of his son and then slowly starts making his way over to you. Gets up to within 5 feet of you and stops, and tears in his eyes. What you have done for us, we can't thank you enough.
You could try though. Like with our money, works quite well.
Information, money. There's so many ways you can say thank you.
My friend's got really.
Well, there
good
is time. There's time for that. We will be here. I'm sure you need to rest.
Yes, we do.
Maybe
Yes,
we can
we
talk
do.
further
Yeah.
in the
We're
morning.
We'll be at the Hoggart sleep. We could do with a good lie down.
We tend not to come into town. Feel free to come and find us
Okay.
when you've rested.
We got some of your green stones as well.
He kind of smiles. He says, "Well, thank you. Bring them with you, and we will catch up properly tomorrow."
Okay.
But, for myself, and he just comes up to you and he shakes each of you. He shakes your hand one at a time, kind of thanking you for the return of his son.
What is your name, Trent's papa?
My name is Harmon. My name is Harmon. And,
Harmon.
I am I suppose you could say, leader of this group of traders. But let us talk more of that tomorrow. I
Aye.
need to go and...
You could say that I am the village idiot. That's what I got called most of the time.
I'm not sure. We have a little talk about that, Duncan. Again, about mentioning that. Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's not always the best
Oh.
thing to tell people.
Okay.
As he kind of looks, he goes, I like your sense of humour, dwarf.
Oh, I wasn't
Humour.
joking. No, I was. They had to have a vote on who was going to take my place when I left the village.
You know, I can imagine. And he kind of walks off chuckling. He kind of gives his son a kind of a big hug as he walks over. But they start making their way. Clearly, others to console.
Right, let's go back to the pub and have a very long sleep.
I have a tear in my eye as I see the families come together again and think of my own so far away and
Oh.
very dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
mate. I
That's
had a
quite
sense-
sad, isn't it? Your family's all dead.
All of them, eh?
I mean, I was the best one.
You never did tell us what happened.
No, we're not talking about it now.
Shall we get a
To the
pie?
pub.
To the pub.
Oh, mate.
Stumbling into the Hogget Sleep, straight upstairs, you find
Oh
the
no,
rooms.
I think we need to just have one beer.
We'd have a beer.
Help us
Yeah,
sleep.
come on, let's
Oh,
not
the
that's
stairs.
all.
The stairs are so tall. So
Yeah, like
tall.
those
the
beers
stairs.
we had back at camp, they're sort of livened me up
Medicinal.
again. Like, it's helping with my
Yeah.
headache and
Yes.
everything.
Second wind.
Oh, you've still got a headache. Oh, shame.
It's like burnt hair of the dog, isn't it?
No, that's
You get to the Hogget Sleep and actually Dugan's with you and he's like, yeah, it's a bloody good idea. And he walks in and he goes straight behind the bar, kind of looking, and he calls out a few names. He's like, yeah. You see him walk behind the bar and he gets a bottle of kind of dark brown off the shelf, opens it up and he just pops a cork and takes a giant swig out of it and just starts to hand the bottle around. I don't know about you, but this will help me sleep in a minute.
Alright.
Is there any special beer in there?
Oh, the special beer.
The special beer.
Oh.
Oh, you look over and there's a keg that they put up on the bench at the far end.
No, I'm happy with this stuff. I'm not doing the special beer. Because I'm probably going to get 2 minutes rest and then some other thing will crack off and we'll have to be at it again. Right, let's all have a drink and then get get our heads down.
You take a good couple of swigs of the bottle as it's handed round. It doesn't take long. It kind of slowly starts to disappear, and then Dugan himself puts it on the table and goes, all right, well, I'm done.
Yes, now let's sleep like the dead.
Aye.
Steve.
I'll sleep very quietly. I definitely won't do any snoring.
He looks at you. Dugan's like, you lying bugger, you.
Oh,
And so he goes, I bet he snores like a procession of jamboree dancers hitting the biggest drums they got.
Yeah, sweet dulcet tones those, mate.
Right.
He's chuckling to himself as he walks out of the door. He kind of hands up as he doesn't even look back. I'll catch you tomorrow, I'm sure. Or today, one of them. Just keeps walking the door.
All right,
Closes.
let's have a long rest.
Very long rest.
Yes.
Very long rest.
Yeah, because
You
you guys
almost-
look
yeah.
tired, guys. I think you need to get some
Shut
lie
your
down.
face, Tish.
You almost
I'm gonna
think you're
get a
asleep
pint of that
before you hit
special
the
beer.
pillow, but all of you just kind of fall into a dreamless sleep. And you wake up. You're not sure how long later, whether it's 8-10 hours, but you kind of slowly stretch out and all feel the benefits of a long rest. All your spells returned, hit points back up to maximum.
Thank goodness.
Oh, I feel a lot better now.
So
Yes.
just in as you're up in your rooms. What do you want to do?
Pie.
You actually smell the beautiful kind of scent of fresh pastry and the sweet tones of maybe kind of apple and
Sometimes you say the
some of the
most
fruits
amazing things to you.
coming from somewhere down below.
Let's head down to the pub and have some breakfast or some dinner or whatever time of day it is. Be evening probably, eh?
No, it's kind of early afternoon.
Early afternoon. Oh, let's have something to eat.
It's definitely pie time.
Pie,
Cool.
and a celebratory pint, I think. And we'll talk to Jeffrey, see if he's heard of the wandering urchin.
You've already asked Jeffrey that question,
Yeah.
I believe, and he wasn't too sure of the answer.
Do we? Oh.
But you do
A
go
lot's
downstairs,
happened
and
since
the
then.
bright curly red head Jeffrey is like not quite so joyous today. Obviously, the news of the attack has made its way around the town, and the death of some of the villagers in the attack initially, and those that were taken. But lunch is served, and he's kind of content in talking. He does pass on a message signed by Duga Noblesword, just saying that the full contents of the wagon is currently stored down in the guards' house by the southern gate, including the chest.
Oh no, the chest would have come with us.
Was one with you?
Oh
Okay.
yes.
I don't know if you didn't say. So that is currently up there, and just a kind of a casual note of we'll catch up about our arrangement at your leisure. But yeah.
Right. Shall we go back and see the travellers and give them their green stones
Yes.
Let's see.
Perhaps.
and see what information
Yeah.
they got?
So, Transpapa.
So up through the village, making your way along the river at a much slower, steadier pace than the nightly previous. You go out through the northern gate, which has got guards. One of them is actually Tim.
Timmy.
You recognise?
Tim.
Oh, hello, Tim.
Oh,
The Timinator.
Hello. And he kind of looks at the slightly confused frown on
Do you
the
know
gentleman
him?
with him. And he goes, I met these guys yesterday. Very nice people. Completely awesome, actually.
Are you sure
Yep.
it's them?
He's like,
Yes, he's a
Yeah.
good judge of characters, Timmy.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
he
good,
definitely
Tim.
is. I
Yeah.
would
I
trust
think-
him in a dark alley.
he introduces the other gentleman.
Pineapple.
Introduces the other gentleman as Zan Hammerson.
Zan
kind
the
of
man.
a slightly tanned complexion,
With the
slightly,
10.
more darker
Zan-
complexion.
Zan the man with the 10.
Zan the man with the Hammerson.
I reckon you got a song in there, Tish.
Oh, let's having some Sesame Street flashbacks.
And he's kind of like, oh, yeah, well, I had heard what you guys did last night. It was an awesome job. Yeah. Dugan can't stop talking about you, especially your sweet moves with your axes. Isn't it Duncan? Yeah.
Oh, that's me. No, it was very good, but it was a team effort.
Yep.
We all joined in, apart from Tish, who stood at the top of the bank.
Oh,
It's because I'm
Ah.
very short. It's easier to shoot my light crossbow from a higher angle.
yeah. Well, but apparently he keeps going on about having to train for Plan D attacks. I'm not
Oh,
sure what that
yeah.
is. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's much better than Plan A, B, or C,
All right. Well, I'm sure we'll find out. But, all right, nope. But,
or Plan T, which is to stand at the top of the bank and just like.
But yeah, no, he gives you all a good pat on the back. as
Build
you
a
walk
bridge,
past.
mate. Build a bridge. How about we take you down the water for some fishies? Should we go see the fishies?
Oh, no fishes, Tish, no.
Mate.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I'm just joking, mate.
Oh,
sorry,
okay,
sorry.
okay.
Love you, mate.
Duncan loves a swim.
There's no fishes in the forest.
Oh.
There's a few in the river though.
We could dangle him over something.
No.
As you're going out the
we're
gate,
not-
kind
we're
of
not doing door fishing
Zan's
again,
obviously
no.
pointing over. He's like, there's sometimes you can get some quite big ones in this river. I think they also have some of those big eels. Well, they're kind of, I don't know what they're called. I don't know. Anyway, they're big, long, black kind of snake type things. You put your
Sounds
finger in at the
delicious.
end and they nibble on the end. It's quite funny. You see the kids doing it sometimes.
Zan.
No, it's just Zan. There's no Z
An.
and An.
Dan.
Right, let's go to
Sorry.
the traveller people.
I even came with a big list of names and everything, and you're still laughing. You make your way across the green, the grass north of the wall of the town of Ferrymead, heading towards the encampment. You can see some smoke just kind of rising off, wafting into the sky.
Right, let's go see Harmon. Just you and me will play for a bit, DM, until these two sort themselves out.
Yeah, like I can't, like seriously, like next battle, like God help you. Well, you're alright. You haven't
Really
said
tough,
anything yet.
you know, when you stand up on top of a ridge for so long. They can mess with you a little bit, you know, what I saw in that battle. Anyway, are we there yet?
I don't know, do you want to go for a little walk and hide up on a hill somewhere?
It could be near those mushrooms. It's freaking me out.
I've got a good mind to turn this party around and go back to town.
Oh, come on.
There's a party?
Oh, no, don't let him drink again. All right, I'm back, I'm
Nearing
okay.
nearing the encampment, the crackle of fire, crackle of wood and fire, it kind of hits your ears, and you can smell some form of meat just roasting.
Oh, is it
Moving into the kind of the encampment, the enclosure of the encampment, where wagons and tents are almost in a circular enclosure. You can see the large fire pit now. You're radiating warmth even in the daytime. A number of people. There's at least half a dozen kind of couples, some with children, all kind of in various kind of little pods breaking. There's a couple of wares out. For trade, anyone that wants to come over from the town, but yeah, they're definitely just just taking stock of what's happened. Quite clearly, you can see in one of the pods nearest to you, Harmon with a blonde-haired woman himself, quite thick-set, short brown hair, a blonder-haired woman, kind of shoulder length, in kind of similar travelling clothes, is sat with Trent.
Are they all humans here, or are there any like other races?
No, they are all humans in this
okay.
particular kind of band.
Right, let's go and see Harmon.
They also have an older lady sat with them, kind of probably the oldest person that you can see in this
Nan.
vicinity.
Is it your nan?
Making your way over, Harmon stands up.
Is it your nan now? Is it though?
No, it's not Grandma Dana.
Oh,
She's shorter than that and wider.
lovely.
Hello, we brought your green stones back.
Right. And he, as soon as you get to within kind of touching distance of him, he puts his hands out and just takes your hand before it's even off and just shakes it a firm grasp. Oh, thank you, and please, he kind of offers a seat on some kind of cut logs or so on, with kind of blankets rolled up on top of them at the little pod that he was in. Please take a seat, all of you, so that we may share food and drink with you. And really, like I said last night, I have no way really to thank you for what you've done. So let us discuss what we could offer.
Okay, we'll have a sit down, eh?
Yes.
As you do sit down, Trent kind of looks and smiles at you all, and he kind of looks at you, Aundra, and just kind of like, just kind of chuckles to himself. He leans over and goes, "Nana." That's the one. And he kind of points at you. And kind of the old woman looks over and she kind of squints her eyes and is like, takes a big sniff of the air. Yeah. I see what you mean. Anyway,
rotting out.
Harmon just turns and goes, ignore her. Sorry.
Kill her.
Oh, you got your spells back now. You could really whack her with something.
I would peel her face off.
As you see the old woman just kind of shuffle her body around to one side, just kind of blocking something from your view, and Harmon just turns around and goes, right, so Kenan, first of all, he said you might have some questions, but please...
What is she blocking from view? Can one of us see it?
If you want to look, she's not trying too hard. She's pulling something out from a little pouch of some sorts. It looks like a thick, like a pack of thick cards. You can't see how many, but they've kind of got a purple kind of colouring to the back of them, and she's just kind of starts moving them through her hand, shuffling them. And Harmon kind of carries on, and he's pulling out at the same time a little pouch brown leather, because we could offer you some gold if that is what you wish. But if I may, we have come here to earn our livelihood for part of the season, and we don't have much to give, and we wish to share some of our wealth with some of the family that we've lost some men here, so there'll be families to take part of. But I could offer you two things, if I may. And he kind of opens a pouch up, and he tips into his hand just gently 4 stones, and he kind of hands the hands out, and he goes, this is what we make a majority of our livelihood off. These stones we mine, or we search for on the west coast of this region. They are considered precious to some, and have been sought after more recently than not. We wish to offer you one. Now, these are a little bit more special. Normally we trade in just the polished stones, but these have elements of kind of carvings more personal to us. Now, this stone, if you keep it on your person, may occasionally, in the right circumstances, may occasionally bring you an element of luck. I know, and I've heard, and he looks at you, and sometimes they do not work, but sometimes the stones have to be given in a certain way.
Yes.
So this is what I offer you. If you wish to sell these, you may, and you can receive kind of like odds and ends with the included craftsmanship, up to 50 gold pieces for each of these. But their worth is far greater. Also, if you were to come across people of a similar trade and showed them this, I'm almost certain it would grant you favour with them. A friend of ours who receives something like this would be considered a friend of theirs as well. And sometimes that go a long way to help you.
Oh, that's good. I like having friends.
Yes. And I hear from young Bella that you recently gave up a particularly lucky personal belonging.
My lucky leaf. It's very magical.
So and he kind of picks one up. He goes, "This one I feel particularly apt for you, Duncan." And as he hands it over, he turns it over, and you can see the stylized carving of what looks like a leaf on one side.
Oh, that's lovely. Ooh. Thank you very much.
And, you're kind of looking around. It's quite apparent that there are some sets of tools and all sorts of things going on, carvings of wood and so on. So this is as Kanan said, there's not really any kind of wares or food and drink. It's more kind of craftsmanship here. And he gives them out to the three of you. You get one shawled, and in it is just
a number 2.
A very kind of simplistic warhammer. Aundra, you get one that seems to have the and he kind of laughs. He goes, "We didn't have much time to work on this, but Trent said you seem to take a particular liking to one of the heads of the animal. So there's this kind of slight stylized head of an animal on top, and yours is as he gives yours over Trish." He kind of smiles Tish and goes,
"Yeah, we got rid of Tish. She was no good. She just sort of thought about it. We're going to try this Trish out."
You, Tish, he kind of chuckles and goes, "Please don't read too much into this, but
here we go."
As you get over, you can see the kind of a somewhat style of what looks like rounded hills over the back. But anyway.
Oh, you cheeky redbeard.
What we'll do for these, every time you have a long rest, one of you make a note.
Everybody make a note.
Someone will roll a d20, and if you get 10 or more, then you'll all get a point of inspiration for that day. And if you don't, then you do not. But if you don't, if no one calls that you're going to roll and check, then you don't get the benefit of it. Okay, so someone after a long rest has to say, "Just going to roll for our inspiration stones."
Oh my God, we've
Is
got
that
a
what they're called?
tradition.
Inspiration stones.
Yeah, you can come up with another name, but that's just.
Oh, I'm quite happy with that. Cool.
You should ask
So tell me
Nan.
that again. We roll a d20.
One of you for the group will roll a d20, 10 or more, and you'll get a point of inspiration, which means you can roll with advantage on a check or a saving throw or an attack roll.
Cool.
Oh, thank you very much, Harmon.
That's so
No,
good.
no,
That's very kind of you.
You should ask Nan
Like you
if she
said,
can.
We could not replace some of the things that you returned to us. So
No.
we are.
Oh, we did nearly all die. So, you
Yes.
know.
I was all right.
Oh, 3 of us nearly died.
You should ask Nan if she can identify the carvings on that arm. Those
You
tattoos.
said there was 2 things. There were 2 things. There was the stones and what was the other thing?
Yeah, you're giving us these 3 stones. Was there something else?
Kind of looks at this 1, 2, 3, 4. No, okay, yes. Yes. The other. Kanan said you were after some information. He mentioned the name of a tavern.
The
Wandering
wandering
Urchin.
urchin.
Yes, I know this tavern.
Oh.
You will find it in the eastern districts of the city of Hawksmere. Hawksmoor, sorry.
Hawksmoor.
Hawksmoor. It's on the.
More
Eastern
horks.
Lakes or something, eh?
It's on the western side of the Central Lakes district. So it's just on the to the east of Lake Ander. So yes, I think if you can get to the eastern district of the city, you'll be able to ask most people. I have to ask. I'm familiar, but I don't spend too much time there. It's not that particularly nice place. So why you would be wanting to go there, I'm not entirely sure. It's
I like a bit of rough.
okay.
Go for a swim.
Anyway,
Oh,
so
no
let's
fishing
say,
today.
like I said, the second thing I was glad I could offer was a little bit of knowledge for you. But yes, and I mean, and again, thanks.
Have you heard of Chasselar?
I can't say Chasselar. No, I can't say that I have. I'm sorry.
Koveg?
He kind of looks for me and he goes, no. He kind of pauses for a second. He goes, I don't remember hearing a Koveg.
Koveg.
No.
How far is Hawksmoor from here? Because you're a traveller, you know that sort of thing.
Oh, absolutely. It'd take you about 5 days. At least 5 days. At a good pace, but you should get there quite easily by the end of the 5th day or the 6th.
Are there any illegal product movements happening around here?
Around here, no, to be honest. And I mean, I'd start at that. I mean, these smaller towns and the travel route's fine, but Baileyhurst doesn't take kindly to contraband and anything of the such going into the city. He's the Baron Lord. He's the noble lord of Hawksmoor and good friends to the Baron Lord of the district. So Baileyhurst.
Hurst.
And who's the other guy?
The other guy, the Baron Lord.
Yeah.
So Baileyhurst is the noble lord who runs Hawksmoor, and then you have Alec Dembren, and he is the effectively the mayor and the noble lord of the other town. Sorry, it escapes me. There were some notes. Anders Edge.
Oh, yeah.
Where the goods came from.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
What was his name?
Alex Dembren.
There's one more thing that I would like from you. As you say thank you to us for saving your lovely little son. I want your nan.
Please take her. So,
With pleasure.
Hammond, and he gets a whack round the arm from the lady sitting next to her. She, no, it's not her fault. In fact, sorry, Rendell. No, you can't take my nan. Much as I'd like you to.
Oi, Nan, you want to come for a little adventure?
She kind of looks over at you and she's like, she kind of turns to you, Aundra, and she kind of, yeah, come over here.
Yes.
And you watch as.
Do we really want to see this?
Yeah, we would have.
Hello, Nan.
And as she looks at you, yes. Quite a special one, aren't you?
I mean, I don't like to brag.
No.
You look a little special yourself.
Oh, don't worry, I've seen my fair share of pineapples in the day.
Oh, I think we need a little drink and a chat, Nan.
But, yeah, the little drink and a chat. But before you do, because I might never see you again, I'm all gonna probably die soon. I'll make Harmon happy. I'll come back and haunt him. But,
Shall I kill him?
and she goes, oh, do me a favour, though, and she just holds up a pack of kind of, looks like cards up to you. Just take one for me.
Ah, with pleasure.
Oh, I've seen this one. You put it back in, and then it reappears. It's really good.
Oh,
And as you're kind of there, you hear the blonde woman, Nana, Hannah, what are you doing? She's just like, just chow. Go on.
I hold my hand over the pack. I'm drawn to one particular card. I pull it from the pack.
And as you
And
turn
I
it
stick
over,
it to my forehead. Yes, Nan.
and kind of the old lady just looks. It's as I thought. And we will pause there for the.
Oh, mate.
I love a bit of Nan.
I thought you was gonna say, "Oh, it's like I thought." The fool.
No, Duncan didn't have the card.
Don't put yourself down like that, Sean.
Awesome, everyone. Thank you. Awesome.
Was it the two of hammers?
Well, join us next time, and we'll figure out quite what Aundra has done. And yeah, thanks for joining, everyone.
Oh, thanks, everyone. Listen in next week and check out our website and our Facebook page and
Instagram. And tell your friends to follow us, even if they don't like D&D. Then it's about time they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take care. Thank
Cool.
you.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Later.